to move up, because I think, again, they felt better in race trim than they did on qualifying tyres. Lauda was hoping to move up through the field. The Ferraris have spread just a little bit there. Tambay is desperately trying to get on terms to have a crack at Prost, and Rosberg is getting quite close behind, but off the straight he's behind Manfred Winkelhock. But of course it's the age-old problem for the non-turbocharged cars. When they get to the straight, away go the turbos, and Rosberg, with that queue of turbos in front of him, has got a real problem.
Coming up to the end now of lap 8, they're into lap 9. Now, while we're looking at a 6th position as far as the first 6 are concerned, I'm wondering how long it will last, because Piquet is certainly catching Arnoux. There is Winkelhock in 6th position, and there is Rosberg. Consider how the refueling may change this race. And look ahead. Eddie Cheever is going to come in on lap 18. Elio De Angelis will come in on lap 19, and he's in 10th place, by the way. On lap 20, De Cesaris, the leader, is scheduled to come in. On lap 21, Rosberg and Giacomelli should be coming in together. Giacomelli, who's in 13th place in the Tolman. Then on lap 22, Prost and Jarier will come in. Lap 23, 3 of them are going to come in. Lafitte, Mansell and Baldi. Patrese is going to come in on lap 24, and last of all will be Nelson Piquet. And those numbers along the bottom of your screen indicate that on the 8th tour, Tour 8, number 22, De Cesaris is leading. And by the way, I didn't give you the Ferrari pit stop laps because I don't know, but it'll be about halfway through the race.
Well, Andrea De Cesaris is stamping his mark. You just saw him just there. He goes, going across your screen at the top. He's now got a lead of over 3 seconds, and it's really very pleasing to see he's beginning to put some sort of authority on the race. Big question mark for De Cesaris. He is yet unproven in his ability to keep it up, although he, in fairness, has certainly in the last 12 months shown that he is capable of doing it. So it's a very big moment indeed for De Cesaris, because although obviously his car's got to get him there, he's obviously in very good form, everything's working well, and he will be under considerable pressure, because he also has to fight the I told you so's. If he does make any mistakes himself, there will be plenty of people to jump on top of him with that type of attitude, and that does increase the pressure. It's not easy for a young driver trying to make his first breakthrough. The confidence tends to come as a result of that. At the moment, he's still climbing the mountain.
I am looking hard as Prost goes past us. The gap, incidentally, between De Cesaris, the leader, and Prost in 2nd place on this, the 10th lap out of 41, is just over 5 seconds. And it looks to me as though René Arnoux, that we're looking at now, and who is in 4th place, is dropping back a bit from his teammate Tambay, and that Piquet is starting to close a bit. It's very little in it, and it could be just the rhythm of the race. But let's watch. There is Arnoux. He's out of Les Combes, now down to the Rivage, and there is John Watson. That's John Watson and Raul Boesel. It's Raul Boesel, the Brazilian driver, who is stopping, and they've obviously made contact. Watson and Boesel, that will affect John Watson very badly. Of course, he was down in 16th place, but he might have been making a charge later on.
Looks like Jarrier's helmet to me, Murray. I'm sure it's Jarrier, but that in some ways would be Jarrier was behind Watson, and it would have to be very much in keeping with Jarrier's recent form. He has acquired for himself this season, which is odd for a supposedly mature and established driver such as he's meant to be, a reputation for being very wild and uncooperative and almost sort of bad-tempered in the car. And it would look as if he has attacked Watson from the rear, or some sort of coming together in an overtaking manoeuvre, and that's most unfortunate for Watson. They're back to the leaders. There's De Cesaris going through, slowly building his lead. He's up over 4 seconds now, and I think he'll be quite pleased to see the second place stay the same, because if anybody can get past Prost, it maybe they can go a bit quicker and set about chipping into that lead, because he's only developing it very little bit by bit.
Well, apologies to Brazil. I maligned him there, and the gap now is just about 5 seconds. I'm taking the gap between Keke Rosberg and the leader. It's only 9.7 seconds. There is Rosberg, and he is in 7th place, just out of the World Championship points, driving as usual, absolutely superbly. World champion last year, and therefore the reigning world champion, and he has shown his superb driving ability all through the season, and he's not dropping back at all from the turbocharged ATS BMW of Manfred Winkelhock, who is in 6th position. And I would be very surprised if all these 6 turbocharged cars in front of Keke Rosberg there, number 1, the world champion, finish the race, in which case we can expect to see Rosberg up in the points again, and he's in 4th place in the World Championship.
Yes, not just dropping back, I would say, if anything, Rosberg might be the one guy of that leading group who could potentially go quicker. He can't get much closer to the cars in front than he is, because the effect on these high-speed corners on his aerodynamics of interference from the car in front is that his wings don't work. But I would think that given a clear track, Rosberg would be able to go a little bit quicker. Whether quick enough, well, the fact of the matter, we may not know for quite some time, because he doesn't look in any immediate danger of getting a clear track, and he doesn't really look as if he's posing a major threat to Winkelhock in front, who of course has a huge power advantage.
Lap 11, and there is the leader, De Cesaris. 2nd is Prost. 3rd is Tombé. There he is. 4th, the battle between Arnoux in the red Ferrari and Piquet, who is in 5th position. Then Winkelhock there, 6th. Rosberg right behind him in 7th place. 8th is Shiva. 9th is Lafitte. 10th is De Angelis. Derek Warwick has now carved his way up from 17th to 11th place, and I hope we'll see him soon. And Roberto Guerrero is in 12th position. Look at the way Keke Rosberg is going.
Yes, Rosberg's going magnificently, but he's got yet a further problem, of course, and that is one which I say can't honestly convert. Yes, and Winkelhock seems to have lost power. His car was misfiring badly. There was a funny noise, and that will be very pleasing for Rosberg, because he's gone through. There he is. And I was about to say that with Winkelhock's reputation, which I personally can't deny or confirm, but if it's as bad as he says, Rosberg would have found it a little bit like having to do battle against the tail gunner. But anyway, the tail gunner has now put himself out of commission. Rosberg, now we will see. Rosberg was held up a bit of a gap's open, and now we can see how quickly Rosberg can close it, because that will be a pointer to us as to whether Rosberg is in fact potentially the fastest man on the circuit.
Lap 12, and the world champion is on his way. He has got past the difficult to pass Manfred Winkelhock. There is Nelson Piquet in 5th place in front of him, immediately behind René Arnoux, and Keke Rosberg is really flying. Down to Blanchimont now, out of the right and now the left-hander which he's approaching, and there it was Piquet. This is the 6th position man on the way to 1 World Championship point, Keke Rosberg, who is still smarting, of course, as Piquet in 5th position is right on the rear wing of René Arnoux' Ferrari. Rosberg is still smarting from those lost 6 points for his disqualification in Brazil, where he finished 2nd, and he was disqualified for being push-started from the pits after he'd had a fire. Prost there, 2nd, Tombé 3rd. Into the chicane left-hander together come Arnoux and Piquet, and Rosberg is catching them visibly now. No doubt about it. Keke Rosberg in the DFV Ford-powered Williams car is closing right up to Nelson Piquet and René Arnoux there, who are 4th and 5th. Now look for the white car of Rosberg, and I'll give you the gap between Arnoux and Rosberg. It is 2.2 seconds. Rosberg in 5th position. Behind him is now Eddie Cheever, then Lafitte and De Angelis. And Warwick has therefore moved up another place, subject to us seeing Manfred Winkelhock. Winkelhock has stopped, so Derek Warwick is now